Hey everybody, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Today, I'm just going to talk to you guys real quick about graphics and why I personally have made a switch to a paid Patreon for just my newest content that I've been coming up with. Now, the main reason is I'm really sick of hearing people just go, check out my ultra realistic, dynamic, reshade, mega config pack, whatever they want to call it, man. And I get people coming into my Discord asking me for all this help with stuff I know nothing about because they bought graphics, they were upset with it, and it didn't work out, and now I can't help them because for whatever reason, half these guys are taking peer folders and stuff and making the defaults different and overwriting configs and doing all sorts of weird stuff, like making it so if you join a server on a certain map, you can't join in with a config. It forces a different config for the map for you. And like now we're getting deep. We're getting deep into gatekeeping, forcing people to use content, Steam DLC bypasses that only work in one server, so you think you have the DLCs, but really it's not working because it's a bypass that some stupid kid put up, and now you don't know why DLC servers don't work except that one. We are getting deep into a catastrophic time in Assetto Corsa here, where we've gone from a game where we want to play with our friends, we want to hop on and cruise around this map together, and whatever happens, happens, to every child and their dad and grandpa's mom's kids, cousins, brothers, sisters, baby are selling the most unrealistic graphics on this game and just saying it's realistic. And you got all these kids that spend an hour to get a 4, 10, 12, 25-second TikTok clip, and just so they can try and look good at the game and impress people on a platform that doesn't mean anything in the sim racing community. And it's just wild to me that people are taking the word of a 14-year-old that's never driven a car in his life to tell them if the wheel will feel realistic. We're talking about people that have never spent a day in the mountain roads coming out here and saying that this mountain road is so realistic with my settings. They've never even been to a mountain road. They've never even been to a track. We got guys coming out saying this car is 1-to-1 physics. Trust me, man. I know a guy that knows a guy that has a Hellcat, and he knows a guy that's got a Charger. And then you got 6 different tire scripts for the car, from R888s to Sport 2s to who knows what physics are on the car anymore. Like, how can people say that we've got all of these things in this game and they're non-existent? These people are lying to everybody. They're lying to everybody for the views. They're lying to people for the money. They're lying to people so you'll buy a subscription so you can play in a server that's going to lag because they got 47 driver cars, 50 traffic cars, and you're wondering why your game from 2014 is making you need a 4080 or a 3090 or something to run it because you're using 14 gigs of VRAM in a server for what reason? That's what these people are doing to you guys. The influencers in this community, the biggest people out there, and yeah, I'm talking about No Hezi, I'm talking about Privy, I'm talking about TGA, unfortunately, with those servers, man. I tried to talk to that guy and tell him what was up, but no, dude. None of these people want to listen. None of these people actually care enough to really do something to fix the game for the people that are paying for their content. And it's just so sad to see that people are paying to have maps made and that map be put in a server that's going to be locked, and then that's exactly what happens. And you go play in a server with a map thinking that it's going to be awesome, and you bought this $15 subscription for a map, and it doesn't run properly with traffic, and you gotta delete your AI folders and jimmy rig some kind of way to get this to work properly with people online. None of this stuff should be happening. And I don't think people see that. I don't think people see that the Assetto Corsa community right now is full of people that just specifically want your money. That's all they want. A lot of these guys only want your money. Now there's a few good groups of guys out there, 100% there is. But all of these big popular people right now are literally just in it for your money, man. You can't tell people you got 1-to-1 physics and then have 6 tire scripts and not change the raw data details on the car. You can't take an E92 M3 and call it all of these things and then all it has for handling is a tire script on the car. You can't sit here and make cars that break people's wheels like No Hezi does because they make the cars have F1 downforce and then they don't change the force feedback in the data files to do anything, so you're running a car with stock force feedback, but in reality it's got 10,000 pounds more of downforce than it should, so it's really 10 times the feedback that the car actually has. And you guys are taking your wheels back to Best Buy every other week because they break. They break because you're in a No Hezi car. These guys don't make cars that are going to hold up the wheels on the community. There's a huge reason I won't use a No Hezi car, not in single player, not in multiplayer, nowhere. Now here's the other thing. I don't make cars and release them because I'm not going to do that to the original creator. I don't do that. I have cars that I've edited that feel nothing like these guys' cars, man. Nothing at all like them. They feel good. The feedback doesn't rattle your hands through your ribs and everything. It's not trying to break your wrist. You don't got to worry about letting go and your wheel bashing your hand because the cars have so much feedback. But I can't release those cars, alright? Like, no, I can't do that. None of those cars are using tire scripts. They're all on semi-slick, stock tire with the game. I edited them all myself. They run awesome. They're really fun to drive. I just can't release them. You know what I'm saying? So, as someone firsthand that's spent 15 hours in car data files tuning a car like you would in real life to see if the game will take it, and then driving that car, it's a shame to see that these guys are calling cars 1-to-1 and No Hezi's putting cars out that are literal F1 car bricks on the road that just want to swing around. It's gotten so bad, we need cars with drift buttons and altered physics to learn how to drift. If you want anything in this game, man, you want to learn anything, go check out my videos. You won't need controller scripts to drift. You can go learn how to drift on a controller. You want to drive some cars that aren't going to rip the wheels out of your hands every time you hit something. You want some cars that actually feel good. Go check out some of the cars in one of my track day servers or something. We don't need to always put up with this anymore, man. The community, the things that we put up with these days, you know, not just as server owners, I'm talking about as a community. I'm talking you guys, I'm talking the players, everybody that's ever bought the game. A lot of this stuff out here doesn't need to be here. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't need to even exist. If things like No Hezi never existed, you wouldn't have 12-year-olds on TikTok posting clips telling people that the cars are realistic, bro. Like, none of this would have ever happened, right? So yeah, it's good to see the game is thriving, and we got a lot of positive things, and there's a lot of people playing. But lately, and I'm sure everybody agrees, it's been really hard to find people that just care, to find people that just want to play together, to find people that just want to cruise. Heck, lately it's been hard to find people that even have a working game because they've bought in all these graphics mods and now their game doesn't even work properly. So the time of Assetto Corsa right now is wild, and I think everybody needs to take a step back. Everybody needs to relax for a month here and really think about what kind of content we're putting out here. What kind of things are we actually doing in this community, man? Why are we lying to people? Why are we being misleading? Why are we running 30 gigabyte RAM, 20 gig VRAM servers? Just why, man? There's no point for this. This game is from 2014, Anybody with a 1660 Ti should be able to crush FPS in this game, and the only reason that we can't is because there are maps that are getting put out that are absolutely unoptimized and are totally garbage, but content creators are making them look oh so fun, but it's just not true. And every time we get together and go try one of these maps, it's nothing like the good old SRP. Now this map's updated really slow, but this map is drivable everywhere. And that's how maps are getting released these days. They're not drivable everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I think we should all chill for a bit, man. I think everybody in the community should kind of start having each other's backs a little bit more. I think people need to start listening a little more, you know, all you guys that have all these followers that, you know, day to day are showing us that you don't care. I think you guys should start caring. You know, I think every one of you guys should start caring a little more. You got a server up, you got a map made, you got all this stuff going on. Just get it done. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to release something early and try and make it look all good. You know, all these people making cars, take a step back from the R888s, man. Spend some time in that data file. See what you can do with the car. Spend 20 hours on it. Who cares? Learn something. Don't just take tires from a car and put them on another car. You wouldn't go put Honda Civic tires on a Lamborghini in real life, and you wouldn't take the tires from an SRT Jeep and put them on a Honda Civic. You know what I'm saying? Why does every car in this game run the same exact tire scripts on just a different size tire? It's about time that we get some universal, realistic settings going, realistic graphics out there. Start selling people things that work. Sell them your time, your support. Give people your time and support if you're not selling anything. Help each other out. Let's make this community good again. There's no reason that we need to sit here day to day to day to day and help each other with problems that shouldn't even exist in the first place. Alright, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I am releasing some graphics later, and we can talk about all that. Come hit up the Discord and everything. But I really just wanted to talk about the state of the community and how many people are being misleading, lying, selling content that sucks, just outright isn't what they say it is. And yeah, man, so that's all I gotta say. Conversation's over. Haters are gonna hate. Doesn't bother me any. This extra comments for me. And yeah, man, it's not about what you got. It's definitely about how you set it up. Stay gaming, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon on the road.